got to keep faith. They will not crush us. Now! Who amongst you is with me? And who is betraying me?
The art of crafting a villain is a complex endeavor, often requiring a delicate balance between evoking fear, disdain, understanding, and at times, even sympathy. Amongst the pantheon of gaming antagonists, Dutch Van der Linde stands unparalleled. Not only does his story arc reflect societal shifts of his era, but his multi-dimensional character also makes him an iconic figure in gaming narratives. This investigation will argue that Dutch's intricate background, evolving philosophy, relationships, and ultimate descent into paranoia make him the most compelling villain in gaming history. The late 19th and early 20th centuries were transformative periods in America. The Wild West, once a vast frontier of opportunity and danger, was slowly being tamed. Railroads, telegraphs, and burgeoning towns symbolized progress, but also the encroachment of civilization on a way of life that Dutch and many others held dear.
The modern world is ugly, but the old world was worse. Our job is to make a better world for ourselves. Not go backward, but go forward with hope and dreams. Seriously. And that hope begins now by being hopeful and happy. So cheer up, all of you, cheer up.
The era was marked by the clash of the old and the new, where the romanticized lawlessness of the Wild West met the structured governance of modern society. For Dutch, these weren't mere changes, they were existential threats. The rise of capitalist enterprises and the relentless march of technology threatened the very fabric of the life he cherished. This backdrop is essential as it forms the foundation of Dutch's motivations and fears. Before he became the leader of the notorious Van der Linde gang, Dutch had a tumultuous upbringing. His father's early demise left a profound impact on him, shaping his distrust for the establishment and fueling his rebellious nature.
How you doing, old friend?
Fine.
It's funny, us ending up down here. My daddy died in a field in Pennsylvania, fighting this lot. I ever tell you that?
His early years as a petty con man, alongside his eventual partner in crime Hosea Matthews, laid the foundation for the gang's formation. Their shared vision of a free world, combined with their complementary skills, made them a formidable duo. Dutch was not a mere outlaw, he was a visionary. He saw the encroaching civilization not as progress, but as chains. To Dutch, the modern world represented oppression, inequality, and the death of freedom. He often spoke of a dream, a place where the gang could be free from the constraints of society. This dream was not just about physical freedom, but also represented a deeper philosophical yearning.
What'd I tell you? Listen.
Hello.
Next time, listen. Faith. Faith is all that matters. We had faith, and we made it. We are gonna make it. We have a plan, my friends, my loved ones. A plan. It is a real plan. We are gonna leave this place, and we are gonna find our own paradise, our own heaven. Tahiti, Fiji, Australia, the real new world. Not this God-forsaken dump that all of Europe's detritus has acted out its peasants' vengeance on. We are gonna be free! Free.
Dutch believed in a world where people lived in harmony with nature, freed from the greed and corruption of modern society. His speeches, filled with references to literature and philosophy, showcased a man who was well-read and thoughtful, a stark contrast to the typical portrayal of outlaws. His eloquence and charisma made him a force to be reckoned with, drawing many to his cause and vision. Dutch's character is a study in contrasts. On one hand, he was a visionary, a man who dared to dream of a better world. He was also a mentor, taking in young outcasts like Arthur Morgan and John Marston, teaching them not just the ways of the outlaw, but also imparting his philosophy and vision. However, this idealistic side was often overshadowed by his darker impulses.
All right, we get her out of here.
What about them?
Now let's get this hag outside. Any more of her sons to deal with?
No, reckon they're all dead.
That's right. Burn this dog to the ground. You boys sure Jack ain't in here?
We searched everywhere, Dutch.
You got that one, Arthur?
I guess that's the end of the goddamn cribbage game.
Okay,
More.
just a second.
Pay more. Pay now.
Dutch? What are you doing? Jesus. Easy, Dutch. What was that?
Dutch was capable of extreme violence and cruelty. His transformation from a charismatic leader to a vengeful antagonist is a reflection of the broader societal shifts happening around him. Dutch's significance in Arthur Morgan's journey cannot be overstated. Arthur's internal struggle between moral integrity and a life of crime is deeply influenced by Dutch's guidance and actions. Dutch's presence in Arthur's life shapes the central conflict of the game. As Dutch's vision becomes more clouded and his actions more erratic, Arthur's faith is tested, leading to a profound internal conflict that defines his character arc. Dutch Van der Linde becomes a symbol of the dying way of life in the Wild West. As society changes and the law closes in on outlaws like him, Dutch's refusal to adapt and his growing resentment lead him down a path of revenge and madness. He becomes a villain born out of circumstance, a man who believes that the world should change to accommodate him rather than the other way around. Dutch's relationships with key members of the gang are central to his character arc. His bond with Hosea Matthews, spanning decades, was one of mutual respect and camaraderie. They were the yin and yang of the gang, with Hosea's calm and thoughtful demeanor balancing Dutch's intensity.
How you keeping, old man?
You know, been better.
We have had quite the ride, huh?
Oh yeah, quite the ride.
They ain't strung us yet.
No, maybe they never will.
They won't. I'm gonna get us out of this one. We have been stuck before. Do you remember that mine?
Of course.
And that nauseating popinjay in that frontier town?
Of course.
We did it, Hosea. Huh? Whatever else happens, we did it.
I know.
Arthur Morgan's relationship with Dutch was that of a son to a father. Dutch molded Arthur, shaping his worldview and beliefs. However, as Dutch's actions became increasingly erratic, Arthur began to question his loyalty, leading to some of the most emotionally charged moments in the game.
What's that?
Horrible old crone.
But you killed her.
She was gonna betray us, Arthur. Couldn't you tell?
No.
Well, I got some Spanish. She was.
You sure you're all right, Dutch?
I am just trying to make sure that some of us survive, Arthur. Now, shall we proceed? Score and one whole hell of a lot of noise.
We ain't so good at doing scores anymore, Dutch.
Are you feeling all right, Arthur? To run off?
Well, I guess they don't want to die, Dutch.
Ain't nobody gonna... This is a tough time. And you ain't doing too well. But we, our community, we will survive. They will not crush us.
I hope so. But if we let Jack and the women free, well, then
There
maybe
ain't
we
no
can...
freedom for no one in this country no more, Arthur. One more big score, we got enough money to leave. All this turmoil has the army and Pinkerton spinning. We take a boat and slip away.
I don't know what you're saying, Dutch, but it seems like I've heard it all before.
Just one more
And as
train.
long as a goddamn train.
Arthur! This is different. We know this is full of cash. Army payroll, money and supplies to repair the bridge that you blew. This is all going to plan. We rob Uncle Sam and we leave. The poetry of it all. What do you think?
It sounds wonderful. Hell, I ain't got much to lose, but you gotta do what's right and cut some loose. John and his family, I'm afraid I have to insist. I mean, we gotta let them go, 'cause if the Pinkertons come through again, they will kill everyone.
John? Insist?
Yeah.
John Marston's dynamic with Dutch was equally complex. Dutch saw potential in John, grooming him as a potential successor. However, their relationship was fraught with tension, especially as John began to see through Dutch's facade. Dutch's downfall is a tragic tale of a man consumed by his own ideals. As the world changed around him, Dutch found himself unable to adapt. His dream of a utopia, free from the constraints of civilization, became an obsession. His actions, driven by paranoia and desperation, led to the gang's eventual dissolution. His final moments in the series, filled with introspection and regret, offer players a glimpse into the mind of a man broken by his own dreams. Dutch Van der Linde is more than just a villain. He is a reflection of the human condition, a man shaped by his environment, driven by his beliefs, and ultimately, undone by his flaws. His character offers players a nuanced exploration of morality, freedom, and the cost of ambition. In the pantheon of video game antagonists, Dutch stands tall not just for his deeds, but for the depth of his character and the emotional journey he takes players on.